everyone, welcome back to Wildwood Cottage and welcome back to Wales. It's lovely to have you here. Hope you're all doing well. Today we are looking at my kitchen gadgets and the things that I use in my kitchen on a daily basis, weekly basis, to make all my wartime recipes. Now, yes, you can make wartime recipes and stick with the gadgets of the past, but these are a lot quicker and a lot easier to use. And I think there are a lot better time-saving devices out there that you can use instead of plodding along with the old things that they used way back when. So I do have a few of those labour saving devices that they did have in the 1940s. So I'm going to do a separate video about that with you because I've got the whisk and cheese graters and butter pats, all that sort of thing. So we'll go through that in a separate video. But in this one, I want to cover what I use in my house on a weekly or daily basis. I've also got my dehydrator, so I will put that in this video, but that's outside, so we'll have to go outside to have a look at that. But we're going to start here in the kitchen. I've been using wartime recipes now probably for the last 3 years. I've been doing them here on my channel for the last year and a half. But yeah, I want to go through some of the things that I've been using in my wartime cooking that I've been doing for the last couple of years, because it's a really great way to save money. It's a great way to save on your food budget. It's a great way to lose weight. It's also a great way to be able to cut down on the amount of food that you're buying as well and get a really good nutritious diet, because the wartime diet was built around nutrition, built around the building blocks foods, the foods that you needed for energy, and just really the foods that you needed to keep you going through the long times of the Blitz, through the times of going to war, through the times of working in the long hours in the factories, the long hours working on the land, keeping the home fires burning. You just needed your energy for so many things, and people worked such long hours that they needed a good nutritious diet to see them through. And also food was in such short supply as well, especially during the middle of the war. Rationing was quite hard, and things were very scarce, and this was just a great way to make sure that you had what you needed. So I use these gadgets to help me cook those meals that I try to share with you here on this channel and in my membership. So if you're interested in any of the full long form recipes, they are available in my top tier of my membership, and the link is in the description bar below, and you can click the join button next to the subscribe button. But if you're enjoying my content, do like and subscribe, and let's get on with the video. Right, so the first thing I want to show you is my food mixer. I use this for everything. I've got food chopper blades as well, so I can chop my food with it. I can grate my food with it, and it fits inside the blender here, but I don't have it to hand right now. I make my butter in it. I make my cakes in it. It's just a really good all-rounder. I chop my food in it. I chop my apples up in it for when I'm making my jam. I just use it for everything. I probably use this on a daily basis, every day. It's just an old Kenwood. I have two. I have one that I got for my wedding 32 years ago, and I have this one. I keep the other one as a spare to fall into bits. They are so good. Even when this bit is fall into bits, it'll still work. It'll still chop. So that's what I use for all my chopping. It's got a pulse setting on the top, so you can just pulse it like when you're making soup. If you don't want anything ground, you just want it lightly chopped, you can use the pulse setting. And then it's got a setting for a slow mix and a faster mix as well. Now I do a one cake mix in this, and it makes a really good cake. Put lots of air into it, and it turns out really well each time I make it. It turns out better doing it in this than it does me making it by hand. As I say, I use it for my butter. I put double cream in there, or whipping cream in there, leave it on for about 5 minutes, and by the end of it you've got butter. So I use that for everything pretty much on a daily basis. I grind my carrots in it, I grate my cheese in it. It's just brilliant. I've also got this little gadget that I got off Teemu. I got a refund on it because it's not that good, but you can get better ones. And you switch it on, and it's a USB rechargeable food grater. So I bought it mainly for when we have power cuts, because if we have a power cut, I can't use this one. So I thought, just to make a small amount of butter or to chop some small amounts of food, that will be ideal. It is rechargeable, as I said. I did ask for my money back off Teemu because I wasn't that impressed with it. and they let me keep the item. So yeah, it's very handy. I have used it for chopping food. You can't chop a lot in it. You could chop a handful of nuts, but you could probably whisk a bit of cream to make a small amount of butter. But yeah, it's just handy to have in case of a power cut. The other one I've got, which I've had for a while, this is also a food mixer, is this chopper. Now it's one of these pull action ones, and you pull that and it turns the blade inside, whether you can see, like that. If I had two hands, I'd show it working properly. But it's got a good capacity on it, and I use this quite a lot, to be honest with you, when I don't want to get this lumping great thing out. And it works really well. I've chopped vegetables in it, I've mixed cake mix in it, I've mixed a small amount of butter in it. It's just really good. I got this again on Teemu. It was about £3. And yeah, it's quite a good little gadget. And as I say, you just pull that string and that's all you do. And that's a really good thing to have in case of a power cut. And we get quite a few power cuts here in the winter. If we have a storm, the power goes off. Sometimes it'll go off down the valley and we end up getting cut off if there's a fault down the valley. So yeah, it's just really good to have some devices in and have an alternative in case you can't use your ordinary food mixer. You can just use the off-grid version. So that's my food mixer. Okay, so the next thing I use is my air fryer. I don't use it all the time, but if I want to make something that involves the oven, like cooking some chicken breast or cooking a handful of chips, I'll tend to use this. I can cook a nut roast in it if I do it in a round tin. You can make bread in it as well. If I switch it on, it shows you that it air fries. It cooks fries as well. You can bake in it, so you can make cakes in it, you can make croissants in it, you can make bread in it on the bake option. You can roast a chicken in it or some meat like beef or lamb. You can dehydrate in it, which I didn't know until yesterday when I looked at it, that it does a dehydrate option as well. So that's very handy. You press the dehydrate button. You can then reduce it down to 40, which is the optimum for dehydrating, or even 38, and just cook. Just press start and you can use the dehydrator. So you can set the timer for however long you want as well by using that button. Um, so that's very handy. I didn't know that that was on it. It's got a broil option, it's got a reheat option, a keep warm option. You can cook chicken wings in it and small pieces of meat. You can cook bacon in it as well. You can cook seafood. You can cook vegetables in it. You can turn off there's a preheat light coming on there and a turn option. You can turn them off by pressing those two buttons and just do a straightforward cook. So I use this, I don't use it very often, but I would say that if I'm cooking meat or cooking fish, want to do some roast potatoes and I don't want to do things in the oven, and I can do them in here. And that just saves heating up a big family-sized oven to cook for two people. So I always have this in stock. Turn it off. Don't like to leave things switched on at the wall. The next thing I have is my wheat grinder. Now I use this when I'm grinding my own flour. You can grind anything in it. You can grind oats in it. You can grind nuts in it. You can grind seeds in it. Buckwheat, spelt seeds, oat seeds. There's the oat groats, wheat berries. I tend to grind wheat berries in this, but I have done oats in it and I have done buckwheat in it as well. Now what you do is you loosen the top here. You twist the top off, and then inside you'll see a blade there. You put your stuff in here, and then you put the lid back on like that, and then you twist these to tighten, and then you tighten. And then once it's tight, you then switch it on. And you have a couple of functions on here. It goes from 1 to 5. You don't really want to use it on 5 because you're going to wear your motor out. And you don't want to use it continuously. You want to use it in 60-second bursts. You burst it for 60 seconds, let everything settle, do it again, and that way it'll protect your motor. That's the on and off button. And then when everything's ground down, you can loosen that, twist it forward, take the lid off, and it'll all pour into your bowl underneath there. So it's a very handy gadget to have, I'm very pleased with it. I've used it a few times. I haven't used it a lot, but I only got it for Christmas. So I haven't really had a chance to try it out, but it's there. This is my off-grid option. Like I mentioned before, it's good to have an off-grid option to things that you use all of the time, because we don't have a generator here. It's something that's on the to-do list. It's something that's on the I want list, but as yet we haven't got one. It is going a little bit rusty with being kept outside, but it's kept in the pantry. But this is a great option. Now this is upside down. This is what you use to attach it to your table. You put your grinding stuff in the top there. You turn the handle and it comes out of here. You can adjust those nuts to adjust the coarseness of your flour that comes out of there. And then if you put a bowl underneath, it will catch whatever comes out of there, because it comes out straight away. Whereas this one, it contains it all in that tub until you empty it. This one comes out straight away as soon as you start grinding it. So this is my off-grid option. Now this one is around about, depending on the size that you want. I've got a 1 kilogram tub here, and that was about, I think it was about £79, but you can get them smaller and they're about £59. I think you can get a 500-gram one and it's about £59. So it's a good price point. You can get them more expensive than what I paid, but I think that is a good price point, £79, and you're able to grind quite a lot of grain in one go. You could then pop it in the dehydrator to just take any moisture out, and then just store it in kilner jars with an oxygen absorber, and it'll keep for ages. So yeah, they're my 2 wheat grinding gadgets. The next thing I have is my Ninja bullet blender. I use this a lot. I use it for making smoothies, for making soup. This I tend to use for making soup. Also comes with this cup here, which I use for grinding up things to go in soup, for making hummus and things like that. It can all go in here. I also use my food blender, my food mixer for that, which I've just shown you. But this is just great for just chopping up small things, making a smoothie for one. And it just also means that you get a different lid than this one, and you can always just store whatever you're chopping in the fridge. You can grind up Parmesan cheese in it. You can grind nuts in it, grind seeds in it. You could do wheat berries, but you'd have to do it in small handfuls. Whereas that, you can just do it all in one go, and it's job done. But this was about £120, I think. But it's been a really good blender. I've had it for 6 years. There's nothing wrong with it. The ones that I've had that are cheaper, the motor tends to wear out every year. I end up having to replace it. So it's definitely worth the investment. It's on a par, I would say, with the KitchenAid, except it's cheaper. I've never owned a KitchenAid, but I think it's probably just as good. And it is a little bit noisy when you're using it, but that's to be expected because it does have a powerful motor in it. And the blades have stayed sharp for 6 years. I've not had any problems with the blades. So you can blend in it. You can use it on the maximum pulse. You can crush ice with it. So there's a low blend option, a medium blend, high blend, and a pulse option for when you're pulsing soups and you're pulsing vegetables that you don't want to be mush once you've done them. So yeah, it was a good blender. It was a good buy. I'm very pleased with that. As I say, I went through one a year at one point, and when we were having smoothies every day. And yeah, this has just been really good. So I highly recommend it. I'll pop links for any of this equipment in my Amazon storefront. That just means that if you click on one of those links, then I earn a commission off Amazon, not off yourself, for putting the item in my storefront. So the other thing that I've got as well is my food mix, my cake mixer. This is what they call a stand cake mixer. Just a sec. As you can see, it's got suckers on the bottom. So you take this off and you can store all your bits and bobs in there. Let me just lift the lid. Right, I've just lifted the lid. You use this button here. Then I've got a whisking blade, and that's for doing cream and things like that. I have tried making butter in it, but the dish is a bit too deep for doing that. I've got a dough hook for kneading bread, which I haven't tried yet because I don't tend to knead my bread. but it is there if you want it. And I have used this. I use it for making all-in-one cakes when I'm making a big mixture, because I ordered the biggest bowl, and I think this is a 5 litre bowl, and I don't really use it, to be honest with you. It's just far too big. But yeah, it's got a cake making paddle, and it's also got this screen as well that you can use on the blender here, and that just stops things splashing all over the place. So I keep all my blades inside there so I know where they are with the plug. This then sits on the top once you've got your whatever attachment it is you're using, and you can pour your liquids in through there. Let's just lower that down. Yeah, when it's spinning round and you've got your plastic thing on there, you haven't really got the room to put your liquid in, but this is great. It's like a pouring spout. So when it's blending, if you want to add an egg and you want to do it gradually, you can do it through there. Or if you want to add milk gradually or any kind of liquid, you can do it through there. So it does have up to 6 settings on it. I paid £49 for this. It has been a good little blender, but I don't use it very often because, to be honest with you, a lot of the wartime recipes don't use a stand mixer. It's a much easier to do the wartime recipes in a food processor than one of these. I just make them as an all-in-one cake because it's quicker. If you're doing your butter and your sugar, you see, I don't use a lot of sugar. So if I'm using butter, I tend to use the butter when I've just made it, so it's nice and soft and it's easier to cream. And then I just do that in the food processor. So I don't tend to use this very often, but I miss the window to send it back. But it's handy to have if I want to do modern day recipes. But as I say, the wartime recipes tend to use non-gadgets, to be honest with you, and you just use hand whisks and things like that. So I don't really use it that often. But if you want to make cakes and you want to use a stand mixer, this is actually very good. Now, they do sell them on Amazon, but I bought this one on Teemu. But if I can find the equivalent of it on Amazon, I'll pop a link in the description bar below for you. Now, the other thing I do have, excuse the flies, it's the summer and I live in the middle of nowhere and we get lots of flies. Right, this is my dehydrator. It's called a Stockley dehydrator. It's made in Switzerland. I paid about £129 for it, and I think I got three of these baskets and the lid. Now, the good thing about Stockley is with these dehydrators, you can dehydrate up to 10 trays. And these are the trays. You can get the silicone things to go in them, but I just buy the 99p things in the home bargain and just cut them out to fit. But I've also managed to buy another 4 of these trays. So now I've got 7 in here, but I could buy more and I could make it into a 10 stack dehydrator. And that makes it very economical because it costs about £1.50 to use for a day, for a whole day, to dehydrate all of these trays. It needs a good clean. It's been in the garage, so all that's from being in the garage. It does. It is very cost effective because £1.50, if you think you could sun-dried tomatoes in that one, peppers in that one, bananas in that one, I don't know, onion in that one, apple in that one. You get my drift. You could dehydrate 7 different things, mushrooms, courgettes. You could dehydrate 7 different things in that one stack. And it's going to cost you £1.50 to dehydrate all out of your own home produce. Now, you couldn't buy it for that, the produce for that on Amazon or anywhere else for that matter. If you were going to buy, I don't know, mushrooms, dried mushrooms, it's going to cost you about £5 for 500 grams. So it's definitely worth using a dehydrator. I've kind of ummed and ahed about it and thought, well, can I afford the electricity? But I think, well, do you know, it's going to save me money buying the stuff in the long run. So I may as well just use the power. And I set it up in the garage and I do it out there and put something over the top here to stop any mice getting in. The other thing I do have is a one pot. Now, my one pot is out in the garage at the moment, so I can't show you that. But everyone's seen a one pot, haven't you? You know what they are. And you can do soups and casseroles. You can cook meat in it. You can steam in it. You can saute in it. I believe you can water bath can in it without the lid on, by just popping a plate over the top because of the depth of the pan. Now, I haven't tried that, but I believe you can. I have seen things on YouTube, but you'll have to look that up, and just confirm that for yourself. But yeah, I wouldn't be without my one pot either. I use it for making soup for church when we have church lunches. So it's definitely worth having one. I paid about £50 for mine, and it does many, many different things. But I use it for making my chutney because it means I can make it in a sealed environment, leave it outside to cook. The wasps can't get it, the hornets can't get it, and the mice can't get in it. And then all I have to do then is just heat the jars up in the oven, put the chutney and the pickle in the jars, and then put the lids on and put it in the pantry, and it's done. So it keeps the smell out the house because the smell of vinegar is actually quite a strong smell. So it's just easier to keep that out of the house. Anyway, that was just a whistle stop tour of the gadgets that I use in the house. I do have gadgets that I use that are from times past, so I think I might include that in one of my Sunday vlogs and show you some of the kitchen gadgets of the past that I inherited from Gordon, and let you see how things would have been done before the age of all this modern technology. So if you have enjoyed my video, do like and subscribe. Do have a look into the memberships. There's a lot more things coming, and now I have super duper fast broadband. Do you know I uploaded a 4K video this morning and it took 5 minutes, no, 10 minutes. Where normally a 4K video wouldn't even upload on my broadband. In the cafe, it'd take about 20 minutes. It took 10 minutes. So I'm very impressed. So the quality of my videos should be improving as well. And also how much I can post as well, doing shorts. I'll be able to do live streams. So yeah, I'm going up in the world. I'm getting fancy. So I'm going to go. I hope you've enjoyed my video. Do like and subscribe. As I say, do check out the memberships. There's lots of perks in there. I'm probably going to end up adding other stuff and doing other things as well. Now I've got the broadband, I can do shorts and posts and all sorts of things like that. There's behind the scenes stuff on there. There's recipes on there. So do check it out. Its link is in the description bar below and in the join button next to the subscribe button. So I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you soon. So take care. Bye for now. Bye bye.